When Valerie and I broke up, it wasn't filled with shouting or emotional chaos. It was something worse, silent and cold, like something had already died between us. But the real sting came after, in the silence that followed. It started when I realized she'd been lying about where she spent her weekends. I asked her directly one evening, "Where were you last Saturday, Valerie? You said you were with your sister." She shifted uncomfortably, her eyes flickering away. "I was," she said, her voice defensive. "Why are you asking like that?" "Because I called her." I replied, trying to stay calm. She said she hasn't seen you in weeks. That stopped her in her tracks. Her eyes widened, and for a moment, she seemed panicked. "Oh, I meant I was with Donna, her friend. I must have mixed up the names." It should have been a red flag, but I didn't want to believe it. After 5 years together, with 2 of those years spent engaged, we were already planning our wedding. Invites printed, the venue booked, everything set. You don't throw that all away over one slip, right? But then, over the next few weeks, she pulled away. No calls, no texts, no explanations. And when I finally confronted her about it, she snapped at me. "You're suffocating me," she yelled one night. "You're always asking where I am, what I'm doing. Do you think I'm a child?" "No, Valerie," I said, frustrated. "I think you're my fiancée, and I just want to know why you're acting like this." Instead of answering, she packed a bag and left, saying she needed space. I waited for her, hoping it was just a temporary thing. But as days turned into weeks, I heard nothing. No texts, no calls, nothing. It was like I didn't exist anymore. At that point, I wasn't even angry. I was just hurt. So I made the hardest decision of my life. I called off the wedding. I contacted the venue, the caterer, the florist, everyone. Then I told our families and friends. It felt like I wasn't just ending an engagement. I was ending the future we had planned together. But deep down, I knew it was the right thing to do. One evening, a couple of weeks later, I was sitting on the couch flipping through channels when I got a call from Valerie's brother, Luke. "Hey, Bradley," he started awkwardly. "How have you been?" "Let me guess," I said, leaning back. "Valerie asked you to call me, didn't she?" There was a pause on the other end. "Well, yeah, sort of. She's really upset, and she thinks maybe things got out of hand. She wants to fix things." "Fix things?" I repeated, bitterness creeping into my voice. "She ghosted me for weeks, Luke. Weeks. She left me hanging, wondering what I did wrong. How you fix that?" "She knows she messed up," he said, his voice softer now. "She wants to meet and talk it out." "No, Luke," I replied firmly. "If she wanted to talk, she could have picked up her phone instead of sending you as a messenger. I'm not interested." Luke sighed. "Come on, Bradley. You two were good together. Don't throw that away." "She already did." I snapped, and I'm done picking up the pieces. There was silence for a moment before Luke spoke again, carefully choosing his words. "Look, I know you're hurt, but Valerie's a mess. She doesn't know how to fix this. She wants to try. She had plenty of chances already, Luke." I said. "I called and texted her when she left, but she didn't answer. She lied to me, ghosted me. I'm not her backup plan when things aren't going her way." Luke paused and said, "I get it, but please just hear her out. You both deserve closure." "Closure?" I repeated, my voice sharp. "I don't need closure. I need honesty. I need her to stop treating me like I'm nothing. I'm done." I ended the call before he could respond, feeling a mix of frustration and resolve. I couldn't believe Valerie thought I'd just pick up where we left off. The audacity, but that still wasn't the end of it. No, it would have been too simple for her to just leave me alone. The next day, Valerie's mother called. She told me how difficult everything had been for Valerie and how sorry she was, but I had already made my decision. Valerie had pushed me away, lied to me, and ignored me for weeks. I couldn't trust her again. Her mother insisted Valerie had changed, but I didn't care. I wasn't going to be part of her journey anymore. I was done. A few days later, just when I thought I was starting to move on, I got a letter. The envelope was in Valerie's handwriting. I stared at it for a long time before finally opening it. Part of me wanted to throw it away, but my curiosity got the best of me. Inside was a long handwritten note, filled with her usual dramatic apologies. She said she missed me, but about halfway through the tone shifted. She wrote, "I've been thinking about how we can fix this. Bradley, I still have the key to your apartment, and I've been thinking about stopping by so we can talk face to face. I've even looked into a counselor for us. I know we can make this work if we just try." I froze. I had completely forgotten she still had a key. I changed the locks when she left, but the thought that she assumed she could just walk in made my skin crawl. The next day, I sent her a short response. "Valerie, I've already moved on and you need to do the same. Please don't contact me again." I thought that would be the end of it. I was wrong. A few days later, the last thing I expected was Valerie's sister, Monica, showing up at my door unannounced. I was in the kitchen making coffee when I heard the knock. I opened the door to find Monica standing there, her expression tight, as if she was carrying some heavy burden. My frustration flared. Is this her idea? I thought Valerie probably sent her here to get me to forgive everything. "Monica," I said, trying to keep my voice calm. "What are you doing here?" "I need to talk to you, Bradley," she said, her voice soft but insistent. "It's important. Can I come in?" I shook my head. "No, Monica. I'm done. Tell your sister that." She hesitated for a moment, then said, "She doesn't know I'm here, Bradley." I wasn't expecting Monica when she showed up and said, "I just came to talk about Valerie. Something you need to know. Maybe then you'll understand and forgive her." It stopped me cold. My heart jumped and my instincts kicked in. What could she possibly say that would change anything? "I don't want to hear anything about Valerie," I said, trying to cut her off. "She's the one who left. She's the one who vanished without a word. There's nothing left to say." But Monica didn't back down. She took a step closer and lowered her voice. "So, you don't want to know where she was all those weeks?" That question hit me like a gut punch. I froze. I'd spent so much time trying to figure out why Valerie had suddenly disappeared. Tortured by not knowing, I had my suspicions. But hearing Monica bring it up made my stomach turn. For a moment, I hesitated, torn between wanting to shut all out and needing to know. "Come in," I said, finally, colder than I meant to sound. "What happened?" Monica drew in a long breath, her face shifting between guilt and resolve. She was with someone else. She went on a trip with him, a guy she met at the gym a few months ago. She wanted to see if what they had was real. The words made the room spin. My mind buzzed with disbelief. Valerie had left me for someone else, taken a trip with him. The betrayal burned through me, fury rising fast. But Monica continued, oblivious to my rising anger. After a while, she realized it wasn't what she wanted. She says it was always you, Bradley. She was confused, but she knows now. She wants you back. She wants your forgiveness. I stared at her in disbelief, heart pounding, my body tight with rage. "So let me get this straight," I said, my voice shaking. "She cheats on me, runs off with another man, and now I'm just supposed to forgive her. Are you serious, Monica?" Monica winced but stood her ground. "She's sorry. She knows she messed up." "I don't care," I said, my voice steady but laced with fury. "It's too late. The trust is gone. There's nothing left to fix. Please leave." She opened her mouth like she might argue, but she must have seen something in my expression, because she turned and walked out. I slammed the door behind her, my hands trembling, chest tight with rage. I stood there breathing hard, trying to calm the storm inside me, but the anger didn't fade. It only burned hotter. A week passed. Then my phone rang. It was my mom. "Bradley," she said, her voice serious. "Valerie came by. She was crying, begging me to convince you to talk to her. She wants another chance." My stomach sank. "What did you say?" I told her. "You're a grown man and you've made your choice," she replied. "But Bradley," she looked really desperate. "Are you sure this is what you want?" "Yes," I said firmly, jaw clenched. "She's crossed too many lines showing up at your house. That's not okay." My mom sighed. "I agree, but you might want to be careful. It doesn't sound like she's letting go. Things got worse. A few days later, I came home and found a note taped to my front door. It read, "Bradley, I know you're upset, but please talk to me. I can't let this end like this. I love you." That was the tipping point. This wasn't just persistence anymore. It was starting to feel like obsession. I called my best friend Jonathan and asked him to meet me. We went to our usual bar, got a couple drinks, and I told him everything. Her sister's visit, my mom's call, the note. Jonathan listened closely. "Dude, you got to do something. She's not going to stop unless you make it crystal clear this isn't okay." "What should I do?" I asked weary. "File a restraining order." He said, "I know it's harsh, but you need to protect yourself." I nodded, feeling the weight of it settle in. I hated that it had come to this. But he was right. That night, I went home exhausted. But as I stepped out of my car and headed toward my apartment, I froze. Valerie was there waiting. She walked toward me, eyes full of pleading. "Bradley, we need to talk. I love you. I can't let you go." I stared at her, disbelief and frustration tightening my chest. "You're seriously doing this? Getting your family involved? Showing up here?" She moved closer, her voice shaking. "I don't know what else to do. Please, can't you see that I love you? I'll do anything." I stepped back. "You disappeared. Valerie, you cheated. You begged my mom to get involved. And now this. No, I'm done. I made my choice." Tears welled up in her eyes. "Please don't do this. I can't live without you." "Then live with the consequences." I snapped. "You did this. And if you keep showing up like this, I will file a restraining order. This is not okay anymore." I walked past her and into my apartment, shutting the door on everything we'd once been. And I followed through. I filed the paperwork. I expected more drama, another attempt to win me back. But instead, it all stopped. The silence was strange at first. No more notes, no more visits, just quiet. It took a while to process everything. It wasn't just the end of an engagement. It was the unraveling of someone I thought I knew. But in that silence, I finally found something I hadn't felt in a long time. Peace. One night, sitting on the couch with Jonathan, a couple beers in, he looked over at me and said, "You seem different, lighter." "Yeah," I said. I guess I realized I don't have to carry all that anymore. Valerie made her choices. I made mine. I'm finally free. And I was. Slowly, I started rebuilding. I learned to protect my space, set boundaries, and stand up for myself. Looking back, I don't regret how it ended. If anything, it taught me what I truly deserve.